Proposition 10 allows California voters to decide whether or not to repeal the Costa-Hawkins Rental Housing Act of 1995.
The reason it's here is people are upset. And people are upset because if you look at the typical renter, not just in California, but nationwide, they're worse off than they were 16, 17 years ago.
We see that in our homeless crisis. We see that in 1 in 3 renters being severely rent burdened. We're in a really, really bad place and people are really suffering.
I'm worried about mandating something that can eventually tie the hands of affordable housing developers.
This has the potential over the long term to actually be counterproductive. And some of the cities that have had rent control over the long term, you see as a disincentive for property owners to convert the use to for sale or other uses. The policy issues that really aren't being addressed today, that everyone's focused on rent control, but no one's really focused on how do we provide truly affordable housing for people in need.
Rent-stabilized units are our largest supply of affordable housing. We have made a huge commitment to fund affordable housing at the county.
Most nonprofit developers don't have the bandwidth or the cash flow to be able to service that debt, to cover the cost of holding that real estate. How do we reduce the red tape so that it does not allow us to be held hostage for that amount of time?
No incentives whatsoever to encourage more development, particularly at the lowest end of the economic arena where this whole issue came about.
The other issue that we haven't talked about is construction costs, which are unbelievable right now and go up day by day.
I see this as an opportunity to weaponize rent control as a method to prevent new construction.
Most of our affordable housing has an 8-year to 10-year wait list. And it's because there is a limit on what's out there, and we have requirements that will state how we fill those units.
One of the hardest things government has to do that nobody thinks about is how do you determine things like measuring poverty? Who are people in need? It's very context dependent. It's very much a function of the price level in the city where you are.
I think the real estate industry actually very much wants a solution to alleviate the pressure that's out there.